Recording has started.
So, we last left off with you guys taking a pit stop on a world you don't know the name of, but seems to house a good number of powerful people, including such quote unquote fables as they have been mentioned to be, as Jack Frost and Santa Claus, and the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny, and who knows who else. But as of right now, you guys have been stationed on this world for about 15 minutes after the initial conversation. A sort of reprieve from at least the train itself. There have been a couple of people who have looked outside from the windows and seen you out there, but they seem confused. Though the younger, like real young kids, look ecstatic and have been pulled away from the windows from an obvious chaperone of no, stay inside. This is just a pit stop. We'll be back soon enough to the railways. So don't leave. You might get left behind, kind of mentality. But like a couple of the older kids in other cars, they don't seem to know who you're talking to. If anything, they seem to believe that you're talking to yourselves. Like the each of you. There's one or two that you obviously catch the gaze of, and they seem to understand that you're talking to someone, but they don't seem to see the actual people. That being said, let me just ask this then. Which of you would have asked any of the guardians of any of the stories that they have?
Tsubasa,
And who?
definitely.
Arthur wouldn't have asked for a story, but he would have asked maybe for a souvenir for his new baby sister.
Oh, two.
Stop being cute.
No. Keep being cute. It's great.
Who do you ask that specifically to?
Just like generally the guardians. The Tooth Fairy.
No, well, Tuthiana canonically has children, so multiple of them. So she'd get it. I think because she's literally the queen hummingbird. This is like outside knowledge, but she's like the queen, and all of the little tooth fairies are like considered her children. So she gets it. Like she remembers all of their individual birthdays, and she has like thousands of them. So, like she gets it. But is it just a general statement?
Yeah.
So before, oh Jesus, I know how each individual one would react. I hate it here. But as soon as you ask for a souvenir, like the word souvenir leaves your lips, and they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Then you say, for my baby sister, all of them go into an uproar of delight. Like, you cannot even hear a single thing any of them are directly saying because they're now infighting of who gets the first one to the newborn.
Yes.
Well, Tsubasa trying to be helpful in the background. What if you guys draw sticks?
Better. What if we take votes? There's enough of us here to count as votes. 5 of us, 4 of you.
There's just more like of an uproar of just all of you make an insight check.
Insight. 14.
Question, would passive work?
Ah.
I mean, not the worst place to get a nat 20.
Mm-hmm. I'd say no in this instance.
Damn. I get a 2.
Mm-hmm. I noticed.
Look, all I can say is if Tsubasa can tell, everyone can tell.
Well, here's the thing. Only Helia and Lance do.
Of course.
So, the DC wasn't even all that fucking high. For your actual abilities, it wasn't actually that high.
No, I just
Fair.
rolled like shit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I do agree that. But this is a very, like, nonchalant roll. So, all of you have put together that they're all guardians. They have mentioned a title of, like, wonder or curiosity or hope or something like this several times. And you kind of gather that's what they preside over in terms of this world. But Helia and Lance, in the kind of uproar and infighting between the four of them, you realize they're not fighting over who gives the souvenir. They're fighting over who makes it.
Why not work together?
Interesting.
Did they
They
mention?
like
Oh, sorry.
Hmm?
I was going to ask if either of them mentioned that.
I'd say in like a little bit more information for the Nat 20. Helia, you kind of watch each of them individually of Nicholas St. North, as he's given you his actual name, kind of as a parting thank you for keeping, and I quote, these two out of trouble, and gesturing to the two in front of him. Just as like a passing gesture of like a wink and a nudge to the rest of you of how much trouble they used to get in. And Nicholas St. North mentions in the chaos of he's normally the one that makes all of the gifts for the children. Why would this be any different? Jack mentions you guys always give gifts, and I don't have a holiday. I should be able to do it this time. Tuthiana has the response of very briefly going, you all don't have any kids. You take care of the kids. I know how kids actually operate and how they would want things. Bunny is mostly going, I think you're all insane. Why are we getting up in arms about this again? So he's trying to calm the situation down. The other three are genuinely fucking beefing it out.
Tsubasa, trying to
As
be
a
helpful. Why not everyone?
it seems like Bunny is like the Easter Bunny is literally, as you've gathered, is the most neutral of the bunch until it's around his holiday.
Easter
Then
is so very important, yes.
He has beef with everyone who tries to invade on his territory.
Winter of 86?
Yeah.
Anyways. Yeah. Just Helia watching this with the sort of expression of, they're really fighting over that. Huh.
Why can't they just all do something? Why does it just have to be one of them?
Bunny, like, you see an ear twitch towards you. Bunnyman actually, like, kneels down to your height in the middle of the chaos and says directly to you, but Helia, you can hear it, even with your shit passive perception, because you're right there.
I'm standing right beside Sue. I sure hope I can hear.
Yeah, you two specifically hear him say, they're not fighting over the, they're not, it's not the principle of the matter, it's the, and he makes a gesture of, like, how do I explain this? The first gift of a kid's life is the most important. So it can't be all of us.
Not even if you work together to make it?
Have you met these chuckles? Absolutely not. One day,
Just not today?
tomorrow.
Sorry. Just...
Did you mute your mic to laugh?
No. shut up.
Helia would like to inquire to Bunnyman because she's standing right there and she can hear and ask why it's so important.
So May, this is funny to Joe. What was the first gift you received? Ever? You still remember it?
I don't believe I would.
You do actually, Helia.
I do?
You do. It was the only gift that Auntie looked directly disgruntled by but never took from you. It was because when you asked Auntie where it came from, because Auntie straight up told you don't believe in these people, it's not worth it. And basically got you started on the like you have to know everything path by accident.
Yeah.
Before that, you were really young, but you do remember it. It's currently out of commission entirely because it got semi-destroyed. But it's a old like owl plushie. Like one of those really tiny ones that are squishmallow sized.
Oh my god.
Just a little squishy guy.
Yeah. And it was simply said to be given to you by Santa. And then Auntie took credit for it. And just like, I was drunk. And now you've met Santa, who probably gave it to you himself and has beef with Auntie.
The amount of people who have beef with Auntie grows. Cool.
Yeah.
Auntie's a menace. We love them dearly, but they're still a menace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a cat pushing off a glass full of water off the table.
Yeah.
But regardless, you do remember your first gift. It's kind of fuzzy and hazy because you were really, really young, but you do remember it.
Yeah. Thoughtful expression, and then like sort of motions with her hand of like about the size of the stuff. It was a little owl, I believe.
You hear in the middle of all of this the specific Nicholas St. North, "That's with me!" And it goes back to arguing.
It does have Tsubasa thinking, it's just like, what was the first gift I remember?
Yours actually was like complicated. Because one of them seemed to come from Santa. And another one you opened accidentally at the same time. What that was labeled from Santa in a different font. Like in that straight up sense of Santa in cursive and Santa in print.
Just the confusion from little Tsubasa of why is it in different writing?
Yeah, but you opened them both at the same time. One of them was a plush sword, and one of them was an old like Snuggie level cloak that you used to sleep with all the time.
Huh.
The toy itself, you don't know where it went. It might have also gotten destroyed somehow. You're not sure.
Yeah.
But you do remember it.
Yeah, Tsubasa is thinking about that. It's just like, what if you got two at the same time as your first?
You don't. What was the print on it, Knight?
Well...
If you remember that one.
Well, one was in cursive, one was printed.
The one in cursive. That's tilts his head, or like points his ears rather, because God knows the directional ability he has with those things. And just points both ears towards the arguing Santa Claus.
And which one was the gift that had the cursive on it?
The plush sword.
Yeah. Just like, huh. So I guess that makes the sword my first gift then. Immediately thinking of that Santa comic of it's educational.
Yeah. Aster, what you doing?
Staring at Santa, and he's like holding his hand up very patiently. He Russian with the including of him now being sort of Russian. You don't interrupt adults when they're having an argument. That's dangerous. No. So he's just hand up. He waiting. If
Hold
my
on,
fucking internet did it again. Okay.
No. I'm trying to find something.
Alright.
Why did you fucking label that sticker that, you asshole? Anyway.
Huh?
For context recording, I have labeled a new sticker called Live Reaction, Genuine Reaction, and it's just a awesome screaming.
Unhinged.
Regardless.
Anyways.
Because that's a lot of y'all's genuine reaction to whenever I start DMing.
Yeah, because you
Anyway.
turn our lives into telenovelas.
Like, I don't? I feel offended.
It's on
Yeah.
a low. It's a more reasonable scale than the 2 out of 3 dead parents.
Anyway.
Anyways. Yes.
Yes. In the middle of the arguing, St. North does look at you, stopping his argument and going, "How can I help you?"
Reaches behind himself, pulls out and presents the zippy. Will he get a Christmas present this year?
Cue the prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged eye contact.
Followed by immediately Zippy probably going, "Father, why?"
Looks up at you again. Back at Zippy. Up again. Squint. That is not a darkling, yes?
No, it's a heartless. It
So
is a
not
heartless
darkling.
imp that have been made into my familiar. I have, and he looks at it as shadow, a couple.
A couple?
He takes a deep breath. There's Market, the bookworm, Missy, the second place, who likes to try and up Zippy all the time, Itty and Bitty, pausing. Itty, Bitty, where are you? Right, they're in the dark realm. Never mind. And then we have some big boys, occasionally Sleipnir. That's not a heartless, it's just in the dark realm. Zippy, am I forgetting anybody? Head shake, no.
So not a darkling, is what you're telling me.
None of them
No,
are
I don't think they like
darklings.
darklings.
Good. But I did not plan this year for them, unfortunately.
That's alright. I'll get them something.
Maybe we could make them another hat or something.
I did
No.
not know they existed. That's odd.
The Academy has plenty, well, probably not people like me, honestly, but some people who have Heartless as familiars, you know. There is a Warlock class.
Doesn't
I do not know the words you speak.
Tsubasa, a warlock class with no familiar, just staring at Aster.
I do not know the words with which you speak, but I understand the premise. You have a little buddy.
I have a very little buddy. I also have big buddies.
However, next year maybe. You will have to give me the list of the names proper. I am trying to win an argument I am behind on now.
No, you're not. Pull this move. Every child newborn should have wonder.
Yes.
He looks to the side briefly as if he's already used that in a different argument.
Good argument. We can use it again.
And suddenly the argument stops of just like Tuthiana going, okay, I think we should stop arguing in front of the kids. And Jack's just like, I'm a kid, I can argue all I want.
Tsubasa
Hey.
is looking over at Saint North and is just like, do you have rattles and trouble on your list?
More than likely. Sorry.
He thinks for a second. I would have to double check my list. Triple check, probably.
Okay.
Doesn't
Yeah.
Santa already double check? Isn't that like the whole making the list, checking it twice?
Well, why do you think he said triple check then?
Well, no, that is not my inherent job. That is, I probably shouldn't say this, but who's going to believe you? It's literally just, I don't do all of that. I oversee things. I am, how do I say it? Manager? I don't do much. Aside from that, I do fly the sleigh, though. And I do deliver, but I don't, the making, not so much. I help, but I don't do much. Yeah, he spends most of his time on his train sets. Jack, quit it.
Trains are fun, though.
Choo choo.
But, they do look between each other and just, it looks like one of those physical equivalents, but not actual equivalents of a standoff. Of just who's actually going to do it. And it's just like, Bunny speaking up. The kid, this one, points instead of Ruffles' hair. Like, has noticed that the last time was a mistake.
It's just like, oh no, the curly hair got worse. Sorry.
Yeah. He knows as someone with fur and did it impulsively anyway. And just, this one.
Me?
Why don't we just work together on one?
Yeah.
Make the first gift from all of us. And then it's just like, from Toothy going, should we get Sandman in on this? Like, do you think he's awake? No, but when is he ever? Fair enough. It's like, I can go get Sandy from Jack. Like, give me a second. I'll just be right back. And almost in a puff of, like, glacial wind, it kind of chills the immediate, like, 5-foot area, so the 4 of you and not Tsubasa. Just gone.
Comfy.
A brief.
But I mean, if the first gift is the most important gift, wouldn't it be best to have it represent everybody and what you all represent?
You see them look between each other, the last 3 that are there. After Jack has left, and just the little like, huh, nod. Of like, didn't consider that one. Oh.
Just like the kid has a point.
And just, you see St. North kinda, like, just eventually take a seat on the ground. And just, story time. You all are going to be here for a while. Probably again. And you just hear the conductor go, this pit stop always lasts for 2 hours. We've been here for 30 minutes. So, let's take a nap.
And he just lays down in the grass.
Yeah, he's been
Oh.
laying in the grass.
Oh. Just like, alright, good night, guys.
Well, grass is comfy.
Tsubasa does stand there for a moment and thinks. And after that moment, he turns to Bunnymoon. It's just like, could you actually show me how you threw that earlier?
Just actually registers that you're asking him a question halfway through that. Not in the sense that he wasn't paying attention, but in the sense that he was paying attention to everything and then did not actually hear his name, but knew you were talking.
Just the would Tsubasa know what a boomerang is?
I sure hope so.
Okay. Listen. This boy is French and Japanese, not Australian.
I feel like his grandfather has a boomerang, so
Probably. It's
His
just like
No. Fun fact, his grandfather has every weapon known to man.
so Tsubasa
boomerangs
would
are
be
weapons.
familiar with it. Just like, well, the boomerang that you threw earlier. Can you show me how to throw it?
Roll persuasion for me. High DC, as of right now.
Naturally. 24.
You see Bunnyman squint in that sense of like gauging something as he looks you over. Bit too scrawny.
Ooh.
Come back when you're a bit more healthier.
Scrawny?
And he does raise his arm a little bit, and even though he has fur, he pulls his like forearm closer to him, and not a flex, but kind of showing off the muscle. Not a full flex. I will say that up front. Bunnyman would not do that.
But he is basically showing Tsubasa, you are scrawny.
Yeah, no, he's basically showing the strength it takes to actually throw a boomerang to have it recurve back to you. And he does have quite a bit of muscle. As fun fact, boomerangs don't naturally recurve. It's actually in like they do curve. They don't recurve. They don't come back to you immediately unless you throw them at a specific angle with a specific amount of strength. So it's not as easy as it looks.
You know, Tsubasa does frown a bit at that, but it's not very long at all before he lets out a sigh. It's just, I've been working on it at least.
Come back to me when you got it under control then, mate. I believe in you.
Alright. Alright, yeah, I'll come back when I get stronger then.
And Bunnyman does like kneel down. Doesn't sit down because, you know, bunny, anthropomorphic bunny, just kind of kneels down on his haunches. And Tiziana like sits in the grass, and noticeably she's a little, like at least a foot smaller than the rest of them, but is still much taller than you guys. So she's like the shortest of them, but taller than all of you. So she's just sitting there all nice and pretty, and she seems happy to know that kids of older age can actually see her. Do you guys ask them any questions? Because they seem to have basically been given an awareness to make a gift together. So they're not fighting anymore.
Yay! Now, to think of questions.
What's the weirdest tooth you've ever collected?
That's your question, really, Lance? I mean, I actually am kind of curious too, but still!
Someone had to ask it.
No, not necessarily.
The weirdest? Like, she actually, like, seems to ponder it, because she's collected so many over the years. How do you define weird?
Now it's Lance's turn to actually look thoughtful. Just something that seems really out there, like a gold tooth or
Oh, gold teeth aren't weird. That's a human thing to be weird about.
they're not?
No, of course not. Besides, gold teeth are plated gold, not actual gold.
No, I think probably something more like like because I imagine Tsubasa has sharper teeth than the rest of them. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Tsubasa points to himself, just like, no, I'm pretty sure my teeth would be more in the weird category.
Oh no, I've collected shark teeth before.
Really?
Oh yes, and one vampire. They were very stubborn to let go of one of their baby fangs.
Vampires have baby fangs?
Vampires are real?
Hmm?
There's a literal demon on my shoulder. No offense, bud.
That's
That
different.
is it?
No, I don't think it's that different, Lance.
They're very rare, mind you, but when they do happen, they're very natural. It comes about naturally. And all the rumors about biting people, absolutely not.
Huh. What about the rumors about like mirrors?
Kind of true, kind of not.
Garlic?
Ancient vampires, very, very old ones. I know one personally. They're like, they don't like their own reflection, mostly because it looks kind of foggy. But new vampires can absolutely see themselves in mirrors. So the older the vampire, the less likely they're gonna show up in mirrors.
So like a true ancestor sort of thing? Is something I just made up?
She looks at you kind of curiously.
But
Could you repeat that? Like in character. She didn't seem to be paying attention.
true ancestor?
Huh?
She thinks about it for a second. Are these terms familiar to your area of Inchipaza's universe?
No, I just made it up.
Oh, and she laughs. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just age. The older you are, the easier it is to forget what you look like.
Especially if you can't see yourself clearly in a mirror.
Correct? The older you get, for a vampire, so I've been told, you start to only really rely on the reflections in blades, which is why a lot of them come armed, more than with their fangs. Because blades are steel, mirrors are glass.
Hmm.
Regardless, I never answered your question, little one. I think the weirdest one I've ever collected. Oh, I probably shouldn't say this, but and she kind of leans in. As you all can still hear her clearly, but she does like lean in a little bit and go, probably a baby tooth from the constellation of Aries, and leans back.
What?
How do you?
You can get teeth from constellations?
Oh yes, well, not the constellations themselves. They're constellation lords.
Okay, that makes more. Wait, no, that doesn't.
What's a con? Wait, hold. What is a constellation lord?
I think it reads as on the tin.
Question:
Mm-hmm.
does it happen to look almost draconic in some formats?
No.
All right, then I still don't know what who is.
Who?
Ooh, my buddy.
No, I'm asking who you're talking about.
I don't know. All they said was who.
And you said a dragon?
Yeah, in the stars.
Did you happen to know where you were when that happened?
Just outside Wonderland. I was at the old base. I was at the old check-in station. I was on my own. It looked hurt, so I healed it.
I'm not well versed with the outside reality. Our own is much more massive than this, but She clicks her tongue a little bit of thinking for a moment, because she seems to have actually left the world. As of all of them, because they all seem to be thinking about who that could be, and just Toothy goes, "It sounds familiar. Do you have a description? Like how Pooh looked?"
Holds up a finger, and he's going to sort of go. Pardon me. I was going to ask North the question. I'm going to step a bit into the clear. Mr. Easter Bunny, is it okay if I summon something?
Aster?
Just the look of what are you doing?
Getting.
My buddy Market, me and my buddy Market have a daily or weekly kind of check-in to note down what's important information. We did it for a long time, and I think you should have. If I'm missing anything in my memories for who, he should have it. I just gotta call him.
Motherfucker, did you specifically make Market into a DM check-in?
No, I turned. This is a little bit of revenge. I turned Market into a Caleb Widowgast, motherfucker.
So what?
Your familiar does not have keen mind, you bitch.
Nobody's got a book, and you specifically said that Market was addicted to learning things. So Aster would have taught him stories of his past. Get absolutely demolished.
Right. But do you remember any of the knowledge about who?
Probably, but I have a good number of different things in here that have been sectioned off. So if you want to take the time to wait, I can.
What do you remember off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I remember that they were large enough that I didn't know their size. They encapsulated the check-in point, and with my speak to animals and ranger abilities, all they could produce was who. They were. I think it was their wing was injured. So Aster healed it, sacrificing half his mana pool for it. And he basically was checking in, trying to get any information from them, but all they could say was who. You mentioned they had a starry design, but I don't believe I passed that check. So
Before you summon this, is there anything you say to Tiziana or the others about who?
first, Aster goes, "Oh, by the way, I met a dragon in space," to his party, because I don't believe he's ever mentioned that.
You have not.
No, Tsubasa is currently staring Aster, fucking making eye contact if he looks towards him, just like, you never mentioned that.
Stares back at the boyfriend, thumbs up. And I don't believe they're actually a dragon, they just look like one. A lot of what I remember is that they hurt their wing, and I got the feeling that if I tried to call for them, they might respond. They might come help me, and I've just never used it. Because I don't want them to get hurt. They're a friend. They're who?
Do you recall any specific details? Because that's very vague.
I'm very tired. I've been working non-stop, having to deal with bouncing breakdowns, doing my best to stay the positive one. And I understand that phrase might get me some stares, but as best I can, I am the positive one that is nearby when Lance isn't around. So.
Aster, they're asking what it looked like.
I know. I don't remember off the top of my head. That's why I talked to Market. He helps me remember. He's my buddy.
Oh, I can help you remember.
Yeah, bud?
I have a keyblade for that.
You do? Cool! And then Aster will switch to T-pose. Hit me.
That's not how it works.
Damn.
How does it work, Arthur?
I
did
trust
it.
him implicitly.
I did it to Lance. Remember, Aster? Not Lance. Fucking Lex.
Oh, that thing!
Yeah, that
Oh,
thing.
that thing. Yeah. Go ahead.
He just pulls out fragments of memory and then taps him with the what's it called? Guard on his forehead.
I thought there was going to be a lid.
Actually, no. You keep talking. Because you don't feel anything aside from a tap. Arthur, what are you specifically using?
I have it somewhere.
Because I believe that there are specifications as to how you use this.
Maybe. Oh dear. Target. Allows the wielder to reach out to the heart or soul. Oh, he's not an enemy. Well, no.
No.
But he has done it to Lex.
Absolutely, fuck off! I found it in my notes.
He found it.
A weird scaled image of a beast and followed it and came across a few beings of possibly one. Its name is Huki. They are a Gallade, a type of Ryu dragon.
So, Arthur,
Yes.
an alternate way to use this would be to return memories to a chosen target that they once believed missing or lost.
Right.
If he says that he doesn't remember, you could technically use it.
But would he speak up that he remembers now, or would it, so just
Probably for the illusion, it would just be the tap on the forehead. Is something supposed to happen? Oh, I remember!
Arthur, you know for a fact nothing happened from you, so.
yeah, he's like, okay.
Who is a Gallade? A type of Ryu dragon that sticks to the stars. They're constellation type beings.
You see all three of the guardians light up.
Bad, I think, mentioned one when I was real young, back when I wasn't around, kind of young, back when there was one person, not two. It was a Gallade is. Oh, Arthur! I don't remember what my dad told me. Hit me.
Okay.
Tsubasa's watching this, and the others just see him slowly sigh, his pinching the bridge of his nose, just like, this is the man I'm dating.
This is the man you're dating, currently like fucking gremlin pose, pointing to his forehead. It helped last time.
Toothiana and Bunny Moon probably hear this. Toothiana because she's so close, and Bunny Moon because he's a fucking rabbit. But just Tsubasa just quietly muttering to himself, I love him. I love him so much. Why is he like this? But I love him.
I knew I had it in my notes. I just had to go finding for it because it's.
So I guess Arthur does the same thing. It didn't work.
So, first of all,
Yes.
thank you for improvising on the spot. Give me a reason to fuck you over. But I'm not going to.
Which one, him or me?
Not you. You're doing what you're supposed to.
Oh, cool.
You're being a
Uh-oh.
helpful person, this motherfucker over here. But no. You do actually. It's different from Lex, who had shattered recollection. And you return something to him. However, with Aster, it's like. It's not putting pieces together. It's like reconnecting wires. It's like it's as if something was compartmentalized, put in a little case or something and left alone. And all you did was snap open the lock and unfurl it, essentially. Just, oh, here it is. Click. And Aster, you do remember, as if on fucking command, as soon as he taps your forehead, your father said that some Ryu dragons, like every Dream Eater, have a constellative or constellation-based form. And they take on their own forms and designs, and some of them grow to be the size of worlds. If they start to get too big, usually they're taken down by heroes, because they can become world eaters. You do remember him saying that there was one that was labeled a guardian of the, basically guardian of the glider pathways, but no one has seen or heard from that one in decades, close to a century. And he had explained, the last time he saw it was when he first got his glider gear and went out with Juliet on their first expedition when they weren't supposed to, and they nearly got stranded. And they just saw this little bead of light that they first thought was, leading them further astray, until they got to a space station, a glider station. And then they saw a wing massive as the station itself pull away with that one singular bead of light. And he had explained that the wing itself, and this is familiar now, that it was kind of like a nebula, a shifting, perpetually moving nebula of smoke and gas on a wing.
Aster will repeat all of that.
You see all of the Guardians light up even more from before. They just go. And you hear St. North go, "That's where the old bastard went. Of course he did." They? Which one is it? Hold on. Which century is this? Does it begin or end in an even number?
It begins in an even number, doesn't it?
The century, not the first one.
Oh, okay. What century is it?
You know the year?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, it's in
Oh, there it is. Okay. So it's technically the 23rd century then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Tsubasa does think for a moment, it's the 23rd century.
Does it end in an even number? I think it does.
It does.
Yeah.
it ends in a 1.
What do you mean it ends in a 1? Oh, okay.
Right here. Dates and times.
Yeah, no,
214.
Taylor shared it.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just like, no, it ends in a 1.
It is a she year. My bad.
A she year?
Yes.
Like, do they switch genders every year?
Whatever benefits them the most, I suppose.
Isn't ginger a concept?
Yes, not one that dragons follow. However, you did meet a guardian constellation. Congratulations.
I healed a constellation?
Did you?
Yeah. I healed her wing.
How did she get hurt?
I
And they
don't
all
know.
look worried.
I don't know. Her wing was hurt, and at the time I was a mess of a person who just wanted to help, and I saw a way to help.
The only way someone can hurt the constellation is if they have a constellation breaker weapon.
Can
That
I?
bodes ill.
Hmm. I. May I do your thing?
This is in character rep.
Yes, this is in character. To the
Wait.
Guardians.
The two, Simon and Toothy actually look towards St. North, who thinks for a moment. Says, "What do you aim to do?"
They told me a way I could contact them, and they might answer.
If you have a way of contact for who we think that is a favor you called in when, at your most dire moment. You do not just call them. They are non, to put it in terms of a, what is, yes, non, in a war phrase, they're a non-combative person. She is a non-combative person. My goodness, I should be used to this by now. She is a non-combative person. She would get you away from combat because she does not like it herself. For her to have gotten injured means someone pushed her to fight him.
Or they ambushed her.
Impossible. Genuinely, this is not me just saying that.
It's not.
I am worried to actually consider a lot of things impossible these days, honestly.
We do have her old whistle. She might answer. Tiziana, do you still have her whistle? The one that was made out of her, oh, out of one of her teeth. Yes, of course I do. I can go get it. She looks delighted by this prospect. Like she hasn't thought of it in centuries. What do you answer to this? All of you.
I mean, if it's alright to just call her, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea just to see how she's doing.
Yeah, for a
They look
checkup.
between each other. When you mentioned if it was alright just to call her.
Is something wrong?
No, not anything wrong. Just we haven't talked to her that often, if at all, since we lost a friend of ours in a war. And we haven't seen that friend either.
So,
Nothing against you guys. I just don't know if she would even respond.
you'll never know if you don't try.
Maybe. And Toothiana actually looks towards you, Aster. What's your say in it?
You're worried about her, aren't you?
He thinks about his words. Christmas has passed, yes.
What was the words?
Christmas has passed, yeah? Like he's checking.
St. North just gives you an incredulous look of, you are 2 days out, my friend.
Oh, Rose. I would like to check on a friend for my Christmas gift.
He blinks. Then you see his eyes soften. And he nods. Go ahead, Toothiana. And she, like, literally, you don't even blink, she's just not fucking there anymore. Like,
Just gone.
and at practically the same fucking time, you hear the, like, not twinkling of stars, but rather the twinkling of, like, ice shards, almost, in the atmosphere, as Jack returns. And it just goes, so, okay, where'd Toothy go? She's getting something, don't worry about it. Alright, well, Sandy said he'll be back in a moment. He has to take care of something. There's apparently, some trouble in Moscow. What? Do I need to help him? No, it's just trouble falling asleep. Ah, his domain. So
Tsubasa.
he'll be here in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. As they're waiting, Tsubasa does put a hand on Aster's arm, just not really saying much of anything, just putting a hand on his arm.
He responds, but he just seems distracted now.
You'll
Arthur,
Yes.
your passive perception's 20, right?
Yes.
Out of the corner of your eye, as you're kind of giving them the sense of privacy as you're standing right the hell there.
Just like, God damn it.
Yeah, you kind of halfway turn to give them like some modicum of privacy on their talk. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Lex, while Jack is distracted, reaching out for the shepherd's crook staff. You do anything about it?
He just kind of homes in on it. What? Yeah.
Context here. He's reaching for the staff of the winter wind. As someone who is weak to ice and cold damage.
Why? Why is he doing that?
Yeah. Why is he doing that? Why would you ask him?
Why are you doing that?
He looks up and goes, I'm curious. Like, hold on, you're not curious about this?
Yeah, of course, I've always been, but that's cold. You're type weak to cold.
Yeah? Just the and?
Tsubasa just quietly behind Arthur is just like that is entirely that is all yours, Arthur. Oh wait, who'd we lose?
Nia.
Oh no.
I think they had a small glitch in internet. They might be back.
Well, she's typing. She is on mobile, but she's on mobile like 90% of the time, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it was Discord.
Do you want to wait for Nia?
I can pause until she gets back.
Sure.
Alright.
Right?
Recording is now unpaused. Because she is
Okay.
back.
Okay. So, I don't even remember the context. What did you say, Arthur?
I don't. I said, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "Of course I'm curious," and he walks over.
And then Jack, from his perch on top of it, just does that thing of like almost bird owl turning. Not his head, just his whole body. And just, what are you doing? Hey. You. Hey. Yeah? What are you doing? Having fun. You're not using my domain against me, kid. What are you doing?
Oh,
I'm curious. Am I allowed to be curious? Yeah, about everyone else's things, not mine. Now I'm getting even more curious.
no!
St.
Why'd you
North,
feed him?
help.
Why'd you feed him?
Aster currently has Tsubasa leaning against him, trying so hard not to die laughing.
I was just like, no, no touching.
It's like scruffing a cat at that point.
It's footballing Ash because she is not leaving us alone.
Yeah. And St. North does look up, and from basically what he's trying to check, he doesn't have a phone so much as he has like a pager. Like he's been getting off and on pager notifications. And just, what happened? Cool. Really, North? The kid's trying to touch the staff. Oh, and he pauses for a moment. That might not be the best idea. Why is that? It is complicated. Okay. And he steps back. Just okay, that's whatever. It's borderline gods telling me don't do the thing. Won't listen to Jack, but will listen to St. North.
Like
Damn,
fucking
favoritism.
pointing at Jack, just like, that is not an adult.
No, it's even funnier of, who the fuck are you gonna call? My mama? No, your dad. He'll tell me to do it anyway.
Who are you gonna call? My mama? No, I'm gonna call your dad. He let me do it. Simon from a distance. Like hell I would! Get your hand on it!
Trying to bullshit with Simon.
Summon,
I feel like
with Simon summons him. Let's stop right there real quick.
But well, let's fucking apparates out of thin air, fucking teleport style. Anyway, Aster and Tsubasa, what are you talking about currently? Because I did interrupt you.
Tsubasa's not really saying much. He's mostly there because he knows Aster is worried. And even though he has no idea where, when, how, why, who, just Aster's worried. So Tsubasa just stands close to him.
He says
And-
it in the tone that only Tsubasa can hear. I'll ask about her next year.
About your mom?
Yeah. I wanted to know if she was okay. Don't exactly have contact with her. But this is important.
I'll ask for you then.
No, you won't.
Why
Don't you
not?
dare. Because I've waited this long, I can wait another year just for a confirmation. She'd probably kill me if I let you. Or try to stop you.
And as you say that, yes, Razz?
No, that's a good point. Continue.
As you say that, Aster, Tsubasa goes to say something, you hear the humming of bird wings. As Juthiana, races back and seems to be carrying a kind of, how do I explain this? It's almost as if it's like a staff with a glass dream catcher on the end of it. Like where it curls in and curves upward, there's a glass kind of wind chime or dream catcher hanging off of it.
Is that the whistle?
Mm-hmm. And she settles herself into the grass. You might want to step away from that area.
Yeah. Tsubasa does go ahead and lead Aster just a little bit off to the side.
Esther kind of just doesn't follow the lead fully, but does like the farmer thing of 2 steps back's enough.
And you kind of, I need all of you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Wisdom saving.
It's a 15 for me. Technically cocked, but 15.
Is it one that we can choose to fail?
I don't think you want to.
Why not? What's
If the DM says that they don't think you want to, you do not want to.
I'm gonna get you a list of phrases you need to follow, or I'm going to arrive at your house by morning. Listen.
So,
Hmm.
that is fucking hilarious.
What?
So the DC was 19.
Oh,
Oh no! Nia hasn't rolled yet, though.
Uh-huh.
Nia.
I see. Do you want me to roll for you? Alrighty. I can do that.
Watch as the nat 1 happens. Nope.
Almost made it.
Almost. So close.
Mm-hmm. So only Tsubasa and Lex succeed. The rest of you, for the time being, at least for the, well, I know what this thing does. For the next minute, you are considered charmed.
I think as a paladin. No, never mind.
Wrong type of paladin, buddy.
Yeah.
You have different levels of bullshit. That's not it. I took away your immunities. Fuck you anyway.
It's
No,
racist
but jokes
blue.
aside. Jokes aside, the two who made it, you don't hear anything when the whistle is rung or sung or anything. It's just, even though it is made out of glass and shards of bone and hell, you think even perpetually frozen ice, you just don't hear anything. The rest of you,
I'll hear it
It-
because. Oh, sorry.
yeah, you all hear it, and it sounds. It doesn't sound like a siren song. For each of you, it sounds like a different instrument, something you associate with someone you care about, someone who is a guardian, who watches over you, who believes wholeheartedly in you. Whatever that is, it's what's charming you currently. And the person who shows up is not a dragon. However, they are feminine presenting in this moment. Though they look incredibly serious. I'm actually getting the
The token.
yeah.
Serious mode.
So the problem, as you realize, everyone but basically you, Tsubasa, because Lex is an NPC,
Yeah.
you and Lex, as well as the other 3 current guardians, you're unaffected. Everyone else seems to be spacing out.
Is this supposed to be happening?
It's non-concerning. It's actually supposed to happen. I don't know why you all don't respond in that way.
I didn't even hear anything.
Yes, that is the point. You're supposed to hear something.
Mm. Is it bad if we don't?
It is curious, but not bad. But as you're watching that direction, you notice that North and Bunnymund and Toothiana don't immediately notice that anyone is there. In fact, they seem kind of dejected for a moment. As you and Lex both kind of look at each other, kind of instinctively, like, are we seeing this? As you see, kind of the same way as you saw the Guardian show up, it's an outline at first, a silhouette, a sort of vague, foggy, translucent sort of look, as if you have to believe in that, as if you have to believe that someone is there to see them. And then this person smiles. And she has pale skin, kind of as if you're looking directly into a cloud, with lightish to darkish blue hair that reaches her waist. Completely straight hair. Wearing a formal suit of whites, but you realize it's not white. It is made out of light. Pure light. As it hurts to look directly at. So you just look at her face and her eyes as she examines everyone first and then settles on you both, the ones who have taken note of her. And you notice that her eyes are shifting nebulas. And she tilts her head.
Tsubasa tilts his head in return, just like, eh.
She smiles a little wider. You see her make the motion of laughter, but you don't hear anything. And then she takes a step forward as if onto steady ground. And all of you snap back into focus from wherever you had drifted off to. And you see a kind of the same height as Toothy, if not a couple inches taller. Same description, though her eyes don't look like nebulas. They look like not blue so much as they are indigo, a kind of purplish blue.
Do they still look like nebulas to Tsubasa, or is that
Yep,
gone?
Tsubasa and Lex.
Oh.
And she raises a hand, goes, "Hello, everyone. I was called." And you see the guardians jump up from where they had been seated or knelt down. And they say a name you don't quite understand, only that the surrounding quote-unquote light around them gets brighter for half a second. And they just rush over to her. And they're excitedly talking in languages so old that even if you recognize them as, essentially, they're, you can recognize really old Russian and really, really, really old Japanese, but you can't understand it.
Viking Slavic. Aster's gonna kind of pull away from Tsubasa and just start like a trail around behind this person who, more or less, he trusts the Guardians, so he thinks this is who. So he's just like checking where the wings would be, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Just
make a investigation check or perception check. Perception has a higher DC.
make investigation. Jose is investigating right now. That's a nat 1.
Oof.
You're still caught up in the last dregs of that farm. You're looking, but you're not.
Can Tsubasa help him with that? Like, he trails after Aster's just... Wait, what are you looking for?
He mumbles the word wings.
And Tsubasa is going to look at who and see if he can see anything.
Roll investigation with advantage.
Investigation with advantage. I'm going to need it because, as usual, investigation's the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 16.
You don't see wings. You do, however, as she moves from side to side in this kind of like almost happy little dance, as if more childlike than anything else. You do see on like the back of her like pure light outfit, it's almost seems to be partially ripped. Healed, but the actual outfit is ripped as her hair moves to cover it again.
Yeah. And Tsubasa will mention that. Just, I'm not seeing any wings, Aster, but from what I can see, there definitely is something that's been healed.
It was it like a sleeve or was it like just the clothing?
The back of the clothing.
Yeah.
All right.
And he'll point out where the tear is. Just, look, see? Well, no, her hair's in the way now. But there was a tear, and I could see that something had been healed through it.
And as you both are talking, she raises her hands like to pat them all on the head gently, as if greeting old friends from someone much older. Despite her shorter stature and childlike demeanor, she seems older somehow. And she. What's all of your passive insight?
23.
21.
14.
24.
Helia?
Why am I not? Okay, there we go. 15.
So, this is particularly easy. I think the only one who doesn't notice immediately, because you're missing by one there, Arthur. But as you're all kind of watching this transaction happen with, no. Actually, Arthur, you catch on immediately because of Jack Frost right next to you. They're speaking in a language.
Hey, hold up. Pause.
Mhm.
What?
Sorry,
Yuffie?
car alarm was going off. Had to make sure it wasn't mine.
Ah, okay. Alright.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we're good.
Alright.
You notice that they're all speaking, like, you don't understand it. It's not celestial, it's not abyssal, it's none of them. It's nothing that you knew. Especially not you, Helia.
Is it draconic?
No.
Damn.
It is nothing that any of you know. But it is a language, and that's what you get from it. Arthur, from your close proximity to Jack Frost and his staff, you can kind of catch bits and pieces of it.
If he were to do a little poke, would he understand more?
That's up to you. Do you want to try?
Yeah, give it a little poke.
Make a dex check, real quick. Check, not save.
Okay.
You see Jack, like, while hovering in air, tries to pull it away from you, but you do get, like, a solid poke onto it. And you do hear an actual couple of words from this woman. Go, it's good to see you all again, but why did you summon me here? And the others, in kind of awkward harmony, go, there's a kid here who wants to see you. Wanted to check up on you. That was his request. And North, you see him kind of fidget in a way that he normally, his confident self doesn't. And without his accent, just, and actually in a stilted worse one of something else, as if he doesn't speak it often, goes, the one behind you, my lady. He asked it as a Christmas gift for this year. And you see her blink. Oh. Well, isn't that something? And they stop talking at that point, and she turns to face Aster and Tsubasa in turn.
Tsubasa would catch it taking the subtle motion of taking off his glasses and his forehead starting to protrude a bit as he switches back to the face he met her with. You look
Why
better.
are you doing that?
I got prettier. Didn't want you to
No.
forget me.
No. And she
And the same
steps forward.
in the same motion he leans his head down to put his glasses back on, he's back to Aster.
You got more comfortable. I'm glad. I was tired of looking through a veil.
You and I both know this is still a veil, but it's a more comfortable one.
She kind of offers her a smile. I was told you asked for me?
Yeah. And he's gonna offer out a hand, because with the time spent and time skipped, I imagine Barbie would have taught him proper fucking manners.
Mm-hmm.
And he will hold a hand out very gently.
She seems amused, but doesn't offer her hand in turn.
I've grown some, and I heard that these ones knew you, and they looked worried when I told them how I met you and you were hurt.
Alright, I am going to ask for a pause real quick, because am I the only one who's having a hard time hearing him?
He's talking a little quietly, but not horrible.
Okay. Then it might just be the music that I've got going. Getting turned up to 200. Alright, we're good.
Alright, testing. Gentle voice, Yuffie.
Yep, we're good.
Alright, well. These guardians seemed concerned when I told them I found you hurt. I got concerned because I've never really called upon you. Cashed in that favor. You know? New face, same worry wart.
I still think that's a bit much, but I do need to thank you. And she reaches out with one hand, and it's just a normal human hand. No claws, no black nails, nothing. Just, she doesn't even seem to have any makeup on, even in this form. She seems normal, if, massive in size.
And wearing pure fucking light.
Don't worry about it. But she does reach out past your hand and sets her hand on your shoulder. Do you do anything?
No. He accepts it. Bows his head a little bit, you know?
And she kind of chuckles, the sound echoing kind of like the sound once thought to be falsely like star-based, the like twinkling of stars in the sky kind of sound.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, I'm here. Is there anything you actually want to ask? You and all of your friends." Looking at the rest of them.
I can't speak for them, but I do know mine.
Of course.
Thousands of thoughts and questions come across his mind, but he settles on one. What hurt you?
Her expression shifts slightly. Not negatively, but not positively either. A sort of neutral remembering. I never saw a face, which for me is difficult. But it was not another of my kin. It was mortal, or supposedly so. They had a weapon I had not seen in a long time. I would be wary of using your technology in the stars.
Why is that?
There are weapons that are made out of pure starlight. Rather, out of old fallen constellations. Ones that are forgotten to time because mortals fell out of favor. Or rather, they fell out of favor with the stars. And they left. You know what they left in their wake were echoes of dead stars. Most can't forge anything with this, of course. Most have to be us, the Guardians. But there are some who figure out how to try and make something worse. See, a simple explanation is this. Whereas us, and she gestures to the 5 of them there and also points towards kind of off kilter from the horizon where you see a steady yellow strand, a sort of walkway start to appear. All of us, including one other. Well, we, with the dead stars, make shields, armor, protection. Mortals and half-gods, half-guardians, whatever you call them. They call these... I believe one of them was used in an old war, centuries ago. What was it? I gave it to a boy, and he ended the war. No older than 18, maybe? But it cost him. Arthur, what's your history?
11.
You know what she's talking about. She's talking about Sora.
Yeah, figured.
I also figured. Out of character figured, at least.
It takes you a brief moment to put together that she was talking about the Ultima weapon. But you do recognize that from history, it wasn't said that the Ultima weapon ended the war, but the usage of it had a hefty cost. And then, out of nowhere, no one could find Sora.
I guess that's what a weapon made of stars does.
If I may.
Us? Yes?
And this is Yuffie talking.
Mhm.
Does Aster know what the people on the ship look like?
Hmm?
The people on the ship that you basically said, if Arthur didn't do this, Aster would have died. That. Yeah. Does he know what they look like?
Yes. You know what both of them look like, because your trauma-induced brain probably vividly recalls them.
He will quietly recall what the one on the ship looks like. they do?
She frowns. It's not a confirmation, but she doesn't answer you at first. You are very lucky to be alive.
I have good friends. They're smarter than me.
You all have your strengths and weaknesses from what I've been witnessing. I mean no offense.
Now I fully understand the limitations of myself. I also understand they're temporary.
Well, as for your concern, I don't know. I told you I did not see a face.
You just know what the weapon was, yeah?
Yes, it
And
is one of the very few weapons in existence that can harm a guardian. It is a new one. I have it memorized now. Know how to avoid it to see it before it gets close. But in return, I am... She frowns. Kind of looks ashamed. I'm being a bit of a coward in that manner.
how so?
I suppose I should introduce myself. And she steps back, kind of towards the others, and smiling, in a kind of awkwardly young manner, and holds out her arms. I am Ophelia, the guardian of mischief. It is my duty to protect the light-hearted play of the world, of all worlds, as thank you to an old friend. I have not been doing that.
Because you're scared of the weapon, yeah?
Yes. And she looks ashamed again.
There's nothing wrong with being scared of something like that, especially if it hurts you.
Aster will start kind of fighting laughter for a bit, and then burst into a genuine fit of laughter.
It does get Tsubasa to just sort of blink and look over at him with a mildly confused look. Just, Aster?
The kind of laugh that brings you to your knees.
Is this good laughter or
He looks at Ophelia. If you are a coward, then I don't exist. I am Aster, the bastard of all parents of gold. You helped in my creation. Mischief is everywhere. Follows us like... I'm not smart enough. Helia, what's a good thing that follows people?
He's not getting a response other than a what the fuck look.
Arthur wants to say, did you make that title for yourself?
Absolutely, I did. Because you always have to have a title if you're going to be awesome.
Oh, you are such a dork, Aster.
And then Lex
I-
speaks up from a distance, going, titles aren't something you make yourself, they're given to you.
And I'm the one who will become the title maker, and I'll give myself a title.
That's not
Looks
how
directly at
know...
Ophelia, doing everything else. You are not a coward. I have seen a coward. You are someone who thinks smart. don't try endangering the rest of the world's mischief or your guardian title because you know you couldn't win a fight. That's not cowardice. That's thinking 3 steps ahead. And as a guardian of mischief, 3 steps ahead is a perfect place to trip someone up.
As you're talking, basically giving her a pep talk, you all kind of notice that her hair is moving as she's standing still, kind of around her face. And you notice it's because you never really saw ears until now, and they're not ears so much as they are wings. Little wings of, like, feathery proportions. And they're just kind of, they're not happily, like, moving back and forth. They're just kind of, like, absently kind of catching every word as she's not paying attention. And Aster, only you see this. The one on the right is pockmarked with damage.
No hesitation. Aster will take half a step and go. And as still kind of giving that pep talk-ish kind of energy, I mean, I'm a warlock from Barbie. No offense to my dear goddess. And that's when he kind of dark dodges, kind of up to that shoulder length.
Mm-hmm.
Right here-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Hand on the ear. Cast. Where is it?
It doesn't matter. She grabbed your hand and counterspells it. And you're just kind of dangling off the ground now.
You know my favorite part about things like this? I was gonna do a mending. You need a mending. But I also have this other very fun thing. If I may. Guardian of Mischief. Have you met Zippy? And Zippy, I will have Zippy leap. Face hug time.
Zippy does not move.
Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. She controlling my familiar?
Zippy actually looks to be in some sort of trance.
Zippy, are you trancing my baby boy?
She does not set you down, but she looks amused at your attempt.
I don't want to be rude. I really don't want to be rude.
Can I have
Aster,
my boyfriend
yes?
back?
In a moment, dear one.
Aster.
Aster. Yeah.
That's
Well,
the name of the
here's the thing about mischief. I know a specific god in a specific pantheon who taught me everything I know. You'll have to try a little harder than that. And drops you.
Tsubasa's going to try to catch him. She's like,
Hold on.
Oh,
I have a thing. I want to do a thing.
Okay.
As she goes to drop him, he will kind of catch himself on her arm, and he will look her dead in the face. I'm Aster, Herald. And he's going to Herald strength his way to try and reach over the ear to cure wounds.
What level?
4th.
You see a few very small pockmarks disappear.
Until he is pulled away, he'll pump again. Another one. That same mentality he had when he first found her. Hurt. My mana is optional. I'm on vacation. How much mana would I need to burn through to heal at least? Leave at least a quarter left, because I imagine that's how much she'll let me get done before throwing me away.
like a good 75% clear.
She does not move you at all. She's just looking at you curiously.
And he is going to try and cure as much as he can.
After a certain point of using your mana, even as Tsubasa is probably begging you to stop, of just like, she's got it, she doesn't look hurt, you notice that you're not healing anything. It almost seems scar-like.
He keeps staring. Mana does stop flowing. An Aster is one of my mom's favorite flowers. Apparently, it's also a very fun-looking constellation.
One that currently does not have a lord. So,
It'll have to remain that way. I have my path.
Hi, can I
Hello?
do one silly thing?
Yes, what's up? What's up, bud?
Getting permission from the DM.
is it in character?
It's a sound bite.
Oh no.
Hold on. Pause the recording real quick.
Okay.
And now the recording is unpaused, so nobody gets any context for the
What?
fucking confusion.
What? God damn it! Vernal!
They're already gone!
Yeah. Did they just do that and dip?
Yes!
Yes, they did. Okay, cool. Cool. Keeping right on track. Aster will continue.
I have my path laid out for me, not as one as a lord, to relieve my mom of her duty.
Very well. I can't stop you.
If I got time afterwards, though, why not?
You wouldn't want that. Besides, you have bigger, what's the mortal phrase? You have bigger fish to fry.
There's fish?
Like the
Oh,
full ADHD brain just completely lost everything.
And she literally just goes, ah, jeez. Like,
Aster.
and sets you down finally.
Just.
Like picking up a me.
Yeah.
Just. Nope. Tsubasa is
Don't
going to
wiggle
check.
me.
Tsubasa is going to take a moment not to check Aster over, specifically to check over his mana.
He probably got a good... He probably... that Dark Dodge first one is free, and a 4th level spell is about... 8 amount of points. I
Yeah.
had full mana. Yeah, I had full mana, yeah.
Yeah.
You noticed that it seemed more like scarring around the halfway point.
Then he's probably missing about 50% of his mana.
Okay. Yep. 50% is just normal though. Yeah.
It should be. It's still
Yeah.
in double digits.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's one of those things of until you reach a certain level of lack thereof in HP or MP, it's not really noticeable.
Ah, okay.
So to Tsubasa, Aster seems perfectly fine. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, no, he checks Aster over, and just once he's sure that Aster didn't borderline exhaust himself, just takes his face in his hands and goes, "You really act before you explain anything."
How else am I supposed to do things?
By thinking first?
Or telling people what you're gonna do.
But then they can stop me. Especially if I'm doing it to try and be helpful.
Good intention.
Yeah, good.
dumb of ass.
Tsubasa over here just like, why? I just... You're stupid. I like the anime.
Welcome to Morgan Lane.
Not even. Excuse you.
just Tsubasa just sighs and just... I know this is why I love you, but at the same time, it's part of why it gives me stress.
So make your heart race.
And he's just gonna pull away, like, you're squishing my face too much.
Tsubasa immediately just, I'm not going to, no, just, But anybody who looks at him can tell that his ears are red now. They're sticking out of his hair. Even if he's turned away, they're red.
Don't mind what's happening in the background for you guys. That's fine.
It's Lex doing Lex things. There's just a dawn for Tsubasa and probably Arthur if he's still looking at them. It's just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
I met a guardian before I went to the guardian world? And it's just that, there they go, the dominoes finally clicked for him.
And Tsubasa just bursts out laughing at that. But what is happening over there? So it's just, he's turned away. He looks in that direction. What is going on?
You see, you hear more than you see Jack laughing, like outright and pointing from on top of the shepherd's crook staff at Lex, who is just bemused, aka confused, deliberately by something. And you see a kind of a lanky but comfortably dressed, completely golden yellow appearance. And just kind of halfway sideways as if laying down on something. And then just kind of floating around Lex in that curious manner of, who are you? I don't know you. Why don't I know you? You're weird. Kind of look.
Yeah.
And Lex is trying to reach out to grab him and is failing.
What?
Because he's like just out of his reach because he's small.
Tsubasa watches this for a few moments. It's just like, what is... Lex, are you good?
Does the slow turn to face the three of them. Yeah, I'm good.
What are you doing?
Doesn't matter.
No, but are you having fun?
Yeah, kinda.
Good, you deserve it.
I mean, yeah.
Tries to reach for Sandman again. Like, and then Jack just, while leaning on the staff more than being on top of it, just goes, you know the moment you touch him, you're gonna be knocked out cold, right? And he's just like, good, maybe I'll have a good dream for once. Oh, kid. That's so depressing.
No hesitation. If we can hear that, Aster's gonna go, do it!
Tsubasa is just not even looking at Aster, just reaching back to smack him on the shoulder, just like, no.
Hold on, I'm actually gonna roll.
Oh my god. Like, there's no hesitation with the smack either. It's like almost instinctual smack.
Not for the time being. He can't seem to grab Sandman. He is consistently trying though. Just for this minute, no more rolls.
we still have, like, the rest of the train ride to go.
You guys know it's been about an hour and a half by now.
Yeah, so it's just like, we've only got, like, what, half an hour before we normally are supposed to leave?
I think so, yeah. To be fair, I'm meeting an old friend, and I'm very happy about that, so...
I
I
know.
also met Santa. Moros is real. And my father is probably not going to stop talking about that.
I didn't expect the Easter Bunny to be so tall.
I have to say it as a joke. I'm so sorry. Ayo?
Hey, you're not wrong. But hey,
Why was there a roll after that? Hey! Oh, right.
it's been a
Lex.
minute.
I
So-
guess he succeeds now?
Well, succeed is a very strong term. He got what he wanted.
Knock the fuck out?
Yeah.
So Tsubasa looks over, sees Lex, touch Sandy, and then yomp. Yeah.
Well, no. It's like he reaches out, grabs onto his like forearm as he's like hovering around slowly, and then Sandy just has the most surprised fucking look on a dude's face that could ever exist, as if, oh my god, you actually did it, hello, and then reaches out to like catch him because he's already knocked out cold. He's not gonna do anything else. He's just
Ah.
like looks at the others and opens his mouth, and you guys only hear like the shifting of sand as a sound.
One more time, sir?
And you hear Toothiana go, "Oh, that's just he doesn't know common tongue and doesn't try to learn. He speaks in dreams."
And so
I-
we're only able to understand him in our dreams?
No, you won't be able to understand him ever. Usually. There's been one person who has.
Aster has his hand up again.
Yes.
If he's the guardian of good dreams, right?
Yes.
Doesn't that technically mean he speaks all languages?
Not
He just doesn't
quite.
say anything?
No,
Okay.
no, not quite. He understands and can utilize all languages. He doesn't speak them.
The one time I don't have a notepad with me. Got it.
Tsubasa is just trying very hard to listen to Sandy right now.
Sounds like sand. Sand, it's everywhere.
God damn it.
Worse than rough.
Yep.
I hate
I
this.
hate sand.
But you hear the response from Jack of, "Oh yeah, no, I don't know if this kid understands the meaning of that, Sandy." And there's more sand shifting. No, this isn't me being a hard ass. Sorry. This isn't me being tough about this. I'm still getting used to the kid thing. Relax. And he's
Can I roll Arcana to try to understand Sandy?
nope.
Damn.
What about insight to like
Nope.
determine the mannerisms
Nope.
through body language?
Nope.
What if he
I have
just
an idea.
listens to the magic?
I have an idea.
Believe really hard.
Gently tugs on Ophelia's, like, sleeve.
Mm.
Are they saying anything important?
Depends on what you deem as important.
Important to this very moment or to our friend's physical health?
She looks over at Lex and Sandy. Mostly that he's not sure what to do in this instance because there seems to be a problem with the sand that he's using, specifically around your friend.
Mm.
As if he doesn't exist to the sand. That's
Ooh.
weird.
You don't think it has something to do with the whole nobody thing, do
Yeah.
you?
Probably.
It shouldn't, as she looks back at the three of you. See, Sandy, kind of reaches out to everybody that he knows about when it's time for them to sleep. And as a result, he can kind of give everybody a good dream. It's the concerning part that it acts as if he doesn't exist. It's similar to that's concerning. And she looks worried.
Concerning like we can help, or concerning we need to be there for him?
Concerning as in, I wonder if an old adversary might have gotten to him first.
Ophelia?
Mm-hmm.
Guardian of mischief as you are. Did someone touch your legs?
She blinks, kind of owlishly.
Where'd
That is kind of an odd question.
It's a thing that happens more often than not, and he's on vacation, so I just want to make sure if something happened on the day of his vacation, we can help to make sure he has a fun time.
Well, it has. She looks back at the others, gives them a look you don't see, but Lance and Helia, you clearly read this with your insight. She's giving a glance as if to prepare for something. And it doesn't look friendly. But she turns back to the other three and smiles that look completely gone, like there's not even a shift in her body reaction when she turns to face them, so you literally cannot see it. And she goes, I'm just concerned that maybe this has something to do with the King of Nightmares.
There's a king of nightmares?
Yes, he's not a guardian, but an old... It's complicated.
Is it complicated, it'll be okay, or a complicated and just holds up a fist and a palm and just the beat 'em up motion? Kind of complicated.
Complicated in the sense as she reaches out and pushes gently down on your hands that you don't need to worry about it.
All right.
However, I might be able to temporarily do something if I know the source of what's keeping it away. Because Sandy is supposed to be able to give good dreams to anyone, especially children. And you all are still under that umbrella for at least another year.
Sorry. I'm excited.
Sandy, could you bring him over here? And there's just an enthusiastic nod, picks up the small. Like, no diff. In that sense of, even you, Arthur, just like, damn, the fuck?
Sandy works out.
Yeah.
Is Sandy a sleeper bill? Damn.
And just offers out child in that worried, almost dad-like sense of help, I don't know what to do.
This is not my area of expertise!
And Arthur, you hear kind of like crackling vinyl, like dusty vinyl grooves. You hear Eos go, "This is gonna suck."
But huh?
And you do you say the kind of huh out loud?
Yeah.
As Ophelia starts to reach out, it like goes to touch him on the forehead as he's passed out. Do you guys do anything?
No. Aster, trust her.
Tsubasa's watching, but if Aster trusts her, he trusts Aster in that aspect.
Arthur?
No. I think he's just like, what's like? How? He's just unlocked.
Get stunlocked by praise.
I feel like it's the Legend of Evantris thing of no, don't do that. I'm speaking into your mind. I've done this before.
You
Don't
don't
take
want
the
that
cookie.
cookie.
Torbeck's grubby paw live reaction.
When is
I
it?
know.
Oh, I have to make this joke. When does that connection between I don't remember his name, Torbeck and what's the name real quick so I don't fuck this up?
Well, we don't know which one you're talking about.
The tiger, the one who was spoken to his mind.
Oh, Frost.
Frosty?
What? One more time?
Frosty.
I thought it was just Frost.
Nope.
So Frosty and Torbeck. I wonder when the line of Eos and Arthur becomes Frosty and Torbeck and Chuckles at some point.
No.
No. Anyway, Arthur, it is the single most odd fucking feeling that kind of goes through you as soon as Ophelia just gently places 2 fingers on his forehead. It's almost as if you're not, for lack of a better term, it's kind of like the centerpiece of a circuit. What is it? I know you know what it is, Yuffie.
Centerpiece of a circuit?
Mm-hmm.
The motor? Or do you mean the
Kind of like the conduit, but it just kind of redirects it.
Oh!
The switch?
I don't think it's a switch. A switch is something you add on to it. The worst part about this is I don't remember it off the top of my head, but if you give me like 3 seconds, I can find it.
Yeah, because it's gonna drive me insane.
I have to go to my Google. Because I have it as a study note.
Mm-hmm. We might run a little long, by the way.
Okay.
Just a circuit board?
Mm-hmm.
So are you talking about the capacitors? Or the inductors?
I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but it's like the part of a closed circuit, specifically a closed circuit, that once it runs through, it turns into something else.
Oh! Current! You're talking about alternating or direct current.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe you just closed circuit. That's direct current.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't alternate. Or no, my bad. That's reversed. That's alternating current.
Essentially,
Back
regardless,
and forth.
what happens is basically the equivalent of a closed circuit, as if you are the closing part of the circuit. It is the weirdest fucking feeling, and you kind of get that it's supposed to suck from the perspective of it feels like you're dissociating, but you're not.
He's halfway almost out of outer body thing.
Mm-hmm. It feels, to put it like this, Arthur, you kind of forget that you're there. because you don't feel the pain. You feel kind of this numbness, a kind of lingering side effect of whatever hurts. You realize is because Eos is kind of a quote unquote attached to you in some manner, because you healed him that time. You've managed to connect the two parts of Lex that have been disconnected for long enough. There's still a piece you're missing. You know that. He told you that. But with what you have, it's a weird fucking experience. And it sucks because you kind of forget who you are for a second.
So he's kind of acting like the third piece, even though.
Yeah. It's literally as if you're filling the role for a second because she does not know you have connection to Eos. As for the other two of you right there, you see Arthur kind of zone out completely as soon as she, goes to have Lex.
Yeah, Tsubasa,
Like full send stops responding.
Tsubasa immediately concerned, just like, Arthur? Hey, and he does reach out to put a hand on Arthur's shoulder.
You get a sort of magical shock. Kind of like static.
That does it? Is it a prolonged static or literally just and then done?
Done.
Yeah. So his hand does jerk away a bit, confused, before he goes to try again.
Same thing happens.
He ignores it this
Do
time.
What is this, like a physical thing happening, or is it just like Sue being weird thing?
No, when I try to touch him, it's like I'm getting shocked by something. But he goes to put a hand on Arthur's shoulder again, and he doesn't flinch back from the shock this time.
Now being aware of this, if there's any rolls needed, I will be using my subclass ability. Heart on your sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I can help an ally within range. I'm going to use Heart on my sleeve. At first level, whenever an ally within 30 feet of you makes a roll, you can choose to lend a helping hand, choosing one of 3 reactions to potentially change the outcome of the situation. I can offer advantage on their roll, granting them potential boost. Or I can add my proficiency bonus to help an ally within range.
Well, I mean, it depends on whether or not I have to roll for touching Arthur.
Yeah, it's just a safety net.
Yeah. Is Tsubasa able to put a hand on Arthur's shoulder?
Yeah, but it doesn't feel good.
Ugh.
For context for you, see, this is kind of like feeling the electricity in an open wire. It doesn't shock you, but it doesn't feel fucking great.
Okay, so may I? So I
Sure.
can make this feel a little bit more real. Tsubasa, as you hold on to, you force it forward. Yes, that is what you've been saying.
Yeah, he is forcing it
forward. The moment
forward.
you force it forward to stay a hand on Arthur, your fingers no longer uncurl. Your body had shot away the first time instinctively, much like it is once it got that little prick. Now it has enough. Now that there's a full-on connection of you not letting go this time, you have now become part of the circuit. This hurts, and it's like you seen like tasered people.
Yeah. So Aster's getting to see Tsubasa have his dumb moment.
Which, because now she notices that something's fucking wrong. and she pulls away her hand. And Arthur, you're back to reality again.
And I'm guessing Tsubasa's no longer being magically charged.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
Mm.
Did you describe the scene, or did I just blank out on that?
You just blanked out.
Okay, cool.
Because you were the one describing how Tsubasa was feeling.
No, I mean the scene of what Arthur viewed.
Oh yeah, you did blink out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I probably got distracted trying to find the fucking the Dips lab thing.
Well,
that
I
was-
explained how it felt. I didn't explain the scene. You weren't
Oh.
there long enough for it.
Once the charge is not there anymore, Tsubasa does let go of Arthur's shoulder and ends up backing up a few steps because, okay,
And Ophelia looks very much more concerned. What was that? What happened?
I'm not sure. It's like an overload of magic.
She squints, looks at Arthur. Arthur, you feel fine, a little like, I don't know how to describe this. You feel kind of blurry at the edges.
Mm-hmm.
You feel fine otherwise. You feel like yourself. You're there. It's just, ugh.
He's like, I'm good.
Tsubasa's the only one suffering at the moment because, oh god, that felt so bad.
Well, and she looks between all of you and kind of gestures for the other two to come over.
Hans, Helia, that's you guys.
Come to us. After a moment, though, Tsubasa is just going to end up leaning against Aster because I've never been shocked before, but I know it fucking knocks you on your ass.
It considering it was a byproduct shock, you wouldn't be leaning. You'd be you're awake. Adrenaline. You basically just jump started your adrenaline gland.
Oh boy, yeah, no, so he's just.
So, I might have figured out what happened with why he can't seem to be acknowledged by Sandy.
Yeah?
I'm sure from your perspective this is normal, but he doesn't have a heart.
Right?
That's...
Well,
There's a
that's
but.
not...
I feel it.
Yeah. But he also doesn't have a soul, which is required for dreaming.
So, the fact that his soul is missing, that's what's keeping him from having dreams?
Well, specifically good dreams. The body naturally recalls your worst moments. It's part of why your brain will always recall trauma pretty easily over anything else, because it's embedded into your system, into your body. But without a soul, you can't exactly process the good things because you don't remember them. I think that may be why he sticks so closely to people who give him good memories, because they can remind him.
Is he going to be alright?
Oh, yes. He will just be very, very prone to having nightmares and night terrors and insomnia until this is fixed.
Tsubasa does turn to Arthur at that because I'm pretty sure the three of them all remember, yes, we were almost split 3 ways once!
Yeah. He remembers.
Just giving Arthur that look of, I guess... Okay, alright, this is fine. No, it's not.
Are we allowed to find? I'm joking. We're on vacation. I'm having my life actually.
I will warn you, even though you are on vacation, keep this in mind. Oh, okay. You are on vacation, I give you that. And she looks over, sees the conductor starting to rouse around the same time that she hears the whistle start to, go off, of like, is at attention again, of we need to get going. Because I warn you ahead of time, if you aim to, oh, this sounds so bad. Like she looks kind of upset about her own phrasing. But
It's
if you
fine.
intend to put him back together, it will not be easy.
Nothing worth doing ever is.
He's our friend. We don't care if it's hard.
Well, that's not what I mean. Your determination is noted and welcomed dearly. It's been a long time since I've seen someone with such determination, especially in spades. But it's not what I mean. And she steps back, giving you guys some space. What I mean is, whatever happened to him to make him this way, it wasn't perfect. There was no clean split. Wherever his heart and his soul are, he has lingering traces of both of them, but not enough to affect him. They, in turn, should also have lingering traces. The heart should have a lingering trace of the body. The soul should have a lingering trace of the heart. He's very strong for someone so young. I don't think many would have survived what he's been through. But that's for a later date. I have to get going.
Keep in contact.
Will you visit more often?
He physically writes, like, kind of takes a moment. He goes, "Hold on, 1 minute." Turns to the group. Do any of you have any kind of paper?
Tsubasa just slowly pulls out one of his notebooks.
Pen?
Yeah, he just pulls that out as well. He goes ahead and opens it to one of the blank pages. And Aster probably can see as he's flipping through the different kinds of notes of things that they had found out over the years. But he opens it up to a blank page and hands it to Aster with the pen.
No hesitation. Writes phone number, address, and the symbol to basically magically summon his attention. Tears the page off, hands it over to her. You now have no excuse not to contact me first. I will be looking.
She just laughs under her breath. The tension in her shoulders kind of falling.
But he's sort of a reminder of his mom, I guarantee it.
You're a very funny boy.
I do my best.
And she gently takes the paper from you. It's one of those things of, she's very tall, but her form is slender and almost hyper feminine. When they questioned what what year or century it was. It's probably because she changes it so often and changes it drastically. You just happened to catch her on a year when she was hyper feminine.
Duly noted.
And she kind of tucks it away into a pocket, though once it disappears into the pocket, you straight up don't even hear it anymore. It's like it's gone. Whoop, gone. Into the void. Like, but she does nod, takes a bow, almost does a half curtsy, says, "Well, I should be off. There's people who need me."
Safe travels, and don't do anything stupid without backup.
Aster, that's
I always
normally
have backup.
you.
Hey, hold on. What? From both angles?
And she steps away, pats Toothy on the shoulder, and just heads off. And you blink and she's gone.
He will openly mumble. I'm looking for you, who?
We probably should be getting back to the train, though.
Yeah, that's gonna leave without us, isn't it?
Probably?
The fuck happened? I was asleep for an hour. The conductor kind of shouts across the field.
Looks him dead in the face and goes, "My dragon friend showed up."
You're fucking who?
Yeah, that was her name.
Yes.
Huh?
No, not huh. Who?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
And I'm telling you, it was who? The dragon.
Oh my god.
Who's the dragon?
I don't know, but apparently Han's on second.
Who is... Who?
No, don't you dare ruin this for me. I will stop cooking in the house.
Fine.
You're not the only one who
What
cooked.
is happening?
No, what's on third? Let's get to the train car, and I'll tell you in full. And he's just laughing.
hate this. Just the conductor grumbling, putting on his hat and going, "All aboard!" and walking away.
Yeah.
Ardia looks kind of curious as to who's going to take Lex. Because now he's worried, dad worried, and he's just like, "I don't want to put the boy down." Like,
Points at, Aster points at Arthur.
I mean, it's... You're the only one out of all of us who's able to carry him easily.
I know.
Don't sound dejected. I can try.
I am going to go back to the train because I imagine the adrenaline is still pumping
you
right
should
now.
be, like... My brother got like a little bit of what you experienced, and he went out for a smoke because he was like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, Tsubasa's just like, I am going to go back to the train because I still feel like I was holding on to that, and just starts wandering back. Just
you see
Arthur
Sandy just wordlessly hands out the boy, just take.
Arthur will take.
Aster's going to
Sounds
point
so
at
upset, man.
Aster's going to point at all of them and go, "2P first. You're very lovely. Thank you for being kind and calling my friend. I love that I know now her name. I've been calling her Who for so long. I bet she enjoyed that, but now I actually have the name to remember." Points to Bunnyman. "Wonderful to meet you. Your holiday's amazing. Sandy. I don't know what you say, but I trust you and you made our friend sleep. Thank you. Jack. Stop nibbling on people. Straight to morals."
Hey!
And goes straight to morals and just doesn't even give him time of day. Hugs the Santa.
You get a hug back.
Good to know you're real, Moros.
He waddles over to make sure his partner and friend boarding the train are okay.
You can look at the Discord and see the exact expression Tsubasa has. Just
Yeah, it's fitting.
So, Lance, Arthur, what are you doing?
Are they just gonna the souvenir?
Oh, yeah, no. They didn't seem to give it to you.
check your pockets,
Okay.
anyways.
I can't.
Unfortunate. Goodbye.
Cool. Just, you know what? He has faith in them.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably just be like, see. Thank you so much. This was fun. I will always believe in you guys, even in my darkest moments.
Lance,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Kind of awkwardly gonna give a hug, like one of those like side hugs.
Nope, bear hug.
Oh.
He is big Russian man. You get better hug.
Just the squeaky dog toy noise.
As you should respond.
And he puts you down as everyone's walking back to the train and getting on board. And he kind of moves you along, and you just hear a laugh and going, "We'll always be here for you." And always have, as you walk away.
Oh, that's.
Get got.
I am. I am fully got. Lance has that same expression now.
Lance and Tsubasa handshake with the expression.
One, because he was told something very sweet. The other one,
I
Every bolt of
literally,
electricity through everything.
I literally got electrocuted by magic.
it's fun.
This is unimportant, but is the dragon on the Pendraco insignia a real dragon? Or is it just an insignia?
Huh?
What do you mean?
Like, is the dragon on their symbol like a
Mhm.
real one
Like-
in world, or is it just a made up one?
You know what? They talk about your insignia as if it was a real dragon. You're not sure if it is.
Okay, thanks. That's all I wanted to know.
Anyways,
I'm setting up the map again.
Tsubasa's going to get on the train, and he's probably going to end up hiding in the room he's been sharing with Aster. Just like, okay, maybe if I try some magic, it might help. Just the idea of if I burn off some magic, maybe I am burning off excess magic.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping for boyfriend.
Hold on, let me make room for him.
No, this is good enough.
You know, Aster just gets to sit there and watch Tsubasa like try to create a little ball of water from magic because
Just. What the fuck?
I think you were picked up by Nia's mic.
Oh, okay. That's what I sound like? I'm so sorry.
That's just what you sound like through a mic times 2.
Just
I don't know how you could have been picked up by my mic.
Welcome to my world.
Anyways.
He's just gonna do his best to help Tsubasa power through this, because I don't think there's any spell I can do to help with this.
there probably would be a certain point where Tsubasa just tries switching over to, I guess, manipulating his magic itself, not through any spells, as an attempt to burn off the excess.
What are you trying to do?
Basically, trying to burn off any excess magic that he might have gotten from that. Initially trying by summoning water, and then by just channeling his magic into a ball of itself.
A real quick thought occurs. Doesn't magic not work on the train?
Mm-hmm.
So that excess magic would have just been not there the minute you stepped on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. So then he just becomes just flat fuck Friday on the bed, just
Alright.
because I know what it feels like to have the adrenaline just suddenly boom be gone. And just just laying there in the bed, just I probably should not have done that.
You did a good thing, though.
Did I? I feel like I just got electrocuted for no reason.
You were worried about a friend. You felt pain whenever you tried to help him. You thought it could get worse, so you helped him. I think you did good.
You've got a point there.
Just relax. We got a long train line ahead of us.
I'm going to see if I can get some sleep before we show up at the next spot.
Alright.
Arthur.
Yes.
You kind of instinctively, without kind of thinking, half because what the fuck, two, bringing him back to your bed is kind of at this point natural, and you forgot that he had his own place in in the car after all that.
Mm-hmm.
So you just kind of set him down. He's completely knocked the fuck out, and Ails kind of speaks up. He's like, "Told you it would suck."
It was an interesting experience.
Yeah, it's called dissociating. We do it often.
Yeah, I kind of just get focused on things.
Yeah, you do the opposite. I know. We zone out, you zone in. Yeah, I know. Dumbass. You didn't see anything, did you?
No, I was way too out of it.
You hear a sigh of relief. Good. Get some rest. And that connection fades.
Wonder what that could be. Is there room on the bed?
Yeah, he's small. Of course there is.
Yeah, so I guess he's. Arthur, what do you think? Should we just go in?
Yeah.
Lay on the bed.
Alright. So I feel like it's a moment of Helia and Lance. Is there anything you want to do or say to each other?
Don't. There. Oh, come on, not again.
We can hear you.
Oh, no, you couldn't. I was watching my thing blip in and out. I don't think there's anything to say right now.
Lance honestly probably just went right back to his car.
Alright.
Aster is just now currently catlawed.
I would like to do a cue.
Okay.
Aster, Catalog, Zippy. He's wondering. He's wondering. There's small knocks on Helia's door. More like knocks in the form of slaps, but still.
Cracks the door open a little.
The small, heartless stares.
Uppies.
Maybe that. Just
I'm
stares.
certain something was said, but I've got no idea what it was.
Harry said uppies very quietly.
And
Okay.
then Yuffie started dying.
Yeah, Zippy's just staring at Helia. Slowly raising a hand up, like, to reach his sleeve.
Uppies.
Can I help you, little one?
Hopefully. It's just the... Because I would like to remind everyone, Zippy is also in a onesie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I have a question for Helia.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was. You know a lot of languages.
So fucking many.
Biffle.
Do you know Abyssal?
Yeah.
You can.
Hmm?
Yeah, I know.
Zippy.
Father of friends. Come. Come, come. And Zippy's going to... Do I have Zippy's token, actually? I do not. Zippy's going to start kind of leading you. Just like this way.
Is Zippy taking Helia over to Tsubasa and Aster?
No, he's just... Zippy is, quite frankly, just... Cling. Come.
Why?
I am small.
And have little legs.
Yes, I don't What do you want?
You are tall. Come. We will be tall together. Come.
Why?
He rummages in his little onesie. Pulls out a Polaroid camera.
Hello? Who gave the child a camera?
Aster did. Clearly.
God?
Aster or Tsubasa, honestly.
No, it's Razz.
Yeah, that tracks.
I was about to say he either stole that thing or someone gave it to him. But no, it's just the pictures for family, meaning Missy, Itty Bitty, and Market.
Pictures of what? Pictures of what?
Yes.
A little bit of an echo there, bud.
Severe echo.
The fuck I don't. That's all in your imaginations. Definitely keep girl boss. Of course I joke after saying that.
Bitch, we have that shit on video now.
Yeah.
Damn it. I guess I'm not girly papa often.
No! I will give you disadvantage on your next roll.
Oh, this roll's probably gonna involve Zippy.
And?
They'll do it. You know they will.
You ain't curly popping off in this server.
Why do you get to say it?
Fucking give him disadvantage.
Give him the gay. He gets gay disadvantage.
Yeah?
I don't know what it means
Coming
yet,
from
but
the gay man?
You don't think we would get gay disadvantage? The boyfriends actively dating?
Fair. Name one person in this goddamn VC right now that is straight as an arrow.
Are we talking about players or characters?
Surprise me.
Because if we're talking characters, that would be Helia.
She's not,
Yeah.
but we're trying.
It's the closest that we've got.
It's really not, but thanks for trying.
It really is. You're the only one whose love interest is the opposite gender.
Well, no.
No.
Oh, no. Okay. All right. Never mind then.
Non-binary counts. So, still grabbed. Ha. My point stands, by the way. Zippy attempting to drag Helia down the hall. Come.
He can try. He's not getting anywhere with that. She's following behind him.
Occasionally he'll stop moving and it's just his feet kind of, because he's in a onesie, it's just his feet kind of rummaging against the laminated floors. Like a kid running in place, and it's just the hip 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 hip. Waiting to be caught up with.
Where are we going?
Come. Zippy will keep leading, and then eventually does kind of stop here-ish, I'll say. And you'll see him let go of Helia. Full palm, using his full palm to spin the little dial on the Polaroid camera. Just snap. Oh, it's a selfie. Oh no.
Zippy, no.
Unlocks himself.
Helia, you suddenly see the small child shape on the ground, writhing.
Well, I hope that was a valuable lesson for you, little one.
He spins it around, this time using his other hand. Palm, ha. Picture of the door. And starts making his way to the door.
I'm not going to the other train cart.
Please?
No.
Please?
No.
Friend of father, please?
No.
Cheers.
Of what? The adults?
Head shake. Pictures.
Explain. I speak heartless. Explain.
Never been in a train before. Pictures.
You'll get better pictures when we actually get to the North Pole.
Kind of taking a moment. And then Zippy kind of stares at the door, reaching for the hand. Just to,
So, I did just roll something back here.
Yeah?
Above board, I rolled something. And this is
Oh.
kind of funny.
Mhm.
The door to this car swings open.
Does it swing this way?
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
You don't see a person at first. In fact, you see a big old puppy.
The puppy.
Is it one of the puppies?
You see a kind of soot-flavored.
Puppies.
Yeah, soot-colored snout. Just sniff, 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 sniff. And then the door fully, pushes open. Like, it rebounded. No one wakes up because there's soundproofing on each of these. But you both, Zippy and Helia, hear the clang of metal. and it kind of swerved backwards with that squeaky, like, fucking metal sound of like it hit the fucking back wall hard.
Mm-hmm.
And the big old puppy that is almost as big as you, Helia, kind of steps inside at first, notices you, just blink, turns around, look. You just hear a distant, yeah? Is that so?
Picture taken immediately of Helia and the puppy. Picture.
Helia just, that is a very big dog.
His friend, father's friend, met in another room. Picture.
Aw.
And you see this very, very tall woman, like taller than Aster and even Razz. It dressed in a red cloak with long gloves that hide most of her skin tone, smiling as the hood is covering everything but her mouth. And the other puppy, deep, deep black colored fur, like ink, walks in behind her. We kind of saw something go kind of amiss out there. As you start to feel the lurch of the warp drive, and she seems unaffected by it.
Zippy.
Do you mean you wouldn't know his name? Are one of our friends passing out?
Yes, that. I saw from a distance. Is he alright?
Well, yes, but actually no, it's complicated. He did touch Sandman though, so shrugs.
Oh, that's impressive, considering no one that's sand. But like perpetually falling sand, mind you. But So he's going to be asleep for most of the ride, I think.
Yeah, that's what the other guardians suggested would be the case.
Which should be another day or two.
This is a very long.
Well, we have one more stop, essentially. One more world to pick up. I think 2 people from another world.
I thought the academy was going to be the last stop.
She tilts her head.
Before the North Pole, that is.
No. Well,
Oh.
this one is a secret stop because no one's supposed to know about it. But I just wanted to give you the warning in case you feel it come to a halt and want to wander. Best if you didn't.
Why not?
How much do you know about your world history? As she closes the door behind her and steps in. As that it's literally just been open, but you have not felt no breeze, no vacuum, nothing. It's just been open like an open door.
Helia voice, I assume this is the work of Christmas magic, therefore this is fine. But she's going to, sort of shrug and go, well, unlike some of my friends, I don't fall asleep in history class, so a decent amount, I think?
What year are you in, little one?
I wrote it down earlier, but I don't remember the numbers.
You should be in either late 4th year or already graduated.
Yeah, Helia's about to graduate. I thought you meant the year, not the her school year. Okay, in that course, she's like, 4th year, I'm going to be graduating soon.
Right. So, this is a pretty accelerated study, but we're stopping by Atlantis, picking up the son and daughter of, well, let's just say a king and queen.
Okay.
and I don't think you want to be figuring out how to breathe underwater just yet.
Is the halls of the train going to flood or something?
No. This, come on. She looks at you with the look of she knows you're an artificer. Come on now, kind of look.
There's a shrug, like a. I don't know how this train works. What do you want from me?
No, the halls won't flood, and there's a barring at the door for situations like that. But if you step outside of the car without, proper spells or proper protections, you will be in the middle of the ocean.
I
Very
don't
deep
think
below as well.
any of us are dumb enough to hop off the train when it's obviously underwater, but I do appreciate your concern.
Zippy grabs onto you, Helia, and goes, "Father."
Aster has more brain cells and he's got Tsubasa.
His boyfriend holds the brain cells.
Sometimes. Like you're one to talk, I'm going to fight the universe every goddamn moment of my life.
Okay.
And then lose.
Okay, it's been 50-50 so far. He's done it 4 times and won twice.
Shit, that's
So
pretty
far
good.
as you know.
Hey, yo, calm down.
Fucking excuse
Children,
me?
please.
Love you. Anyway, moving on.
God damn it, the cheat code. Ah, fuck!
Yeah?
I dropped something.
Hopefully nothing sharp.
No, just my phone.
That's not any better in this day and age. But phones hurt when they're dropped on your foot, man.
Thankfully, it fell on the side with my foot up.
Right. So she kind of looks around the train car in that sense of this is the first time she's actually seen this portion of it. Goes, well, I was sent to check up on the other passengers. This is only the first of the cars. So, are you headed back to your suite?
I mean, I should probably. We'll pick up Zippy like he's the hot potato, sort of, and go, I should put this one back with Aster, but yeah, I was going to head back to my cabin.
Picture. Permission, picture.
You can just ask me, little one. She says directly to Zippy.
Here. Picture?
Certainly. I'm not shy away from pictures. People just normally are afraid of me.
You're very tall.
Yes. It's because of my diet. And she winks. Like, it's the feeling of winking, you know?
The vibes.
Yeah.
Just the
That, and she does tilt her head a little bit when she does it.
Yeah. Helia will pointing Zippy in the direction of. Oh god, I forget her name.
Kaguya.
I'm gonna call her Red because I couldn't understand what Yuffie said.
Kaguya. Kaguya.
Aguya?
K, motherfucker.
Find that holding Zippy out in the direction of Kaguya.
I'll kill you.
She's going to go, yeah, my auntie told me I should always eat my vegetables and eat healthy and I'd grow up tall, but I didn't, so. You know.
Kaguya. Mid sentence, there's just a flash beside Helia's head towards Kaguya.
Zippy might have an odd reaction to the picture.
Hmm.
The picture looks like it's in grayscale, as if it's taken directly out of an old storybook.
He's not gonna know that this is a Polaroid camera.
Some Polaroid cameras have color.
No, I mean it's like one of those cheap buy for a vacation cameras. He
Those
needs to
definitely
develop.
have color.
Yeah, he's gonna need to develop the film later.
He wouldn't notice the sketchy quality.
Fair
I
enough.
think Yuffie and Ren are both picturing different cameras.
I will alter the camera. That's fine.
No,
Yeah.
no. I'm literally saying the Polaroid itself doesn't look as if it's a Polaroid camera film. It looks like it was sketched onto the film.
Oh, okay, cool. Then yeah, just a stare. Looks to
What's
Helia.
the matter?
Shows Helia the picture.
The photo he took of you looks weird.
Oh,
Hmm.
I forgot. And she undoes the kind of loose heart-shaped like tie in front of her that you didn't see before until she takes it out to undo it. And like kind of unravels the hood and cloak and just sets it across one of the big puppies. And you actually see her face and like hair and her eyes now. She has like it's almost uncanny how utterly normal she looks. It's kind of similar to seeing a person you recognize walking up to them and having them face you and it's a completely different person. Just looks like them. Like to you, Helia, this is what Auntie used to look like briefly when telling you stories. She has pale skin that is very, very lightly tanned. Like I'm talking, if she was out in the sun too long, she'd burn, kind of lightly tanned.
Yeah.
She has like messy, dark ginger hair that kind of falls past her shoulders. And she has this like very soft, very muted pastel green eyes. She almost looks like she is the family member of a certain old princess of light. You should try again with the camera.
Does the thing again, and then all of a sudden, both hands out. Blink. Flash.
This time it's a normal, undeveloped film. And she goes to put on the cloak again, pulling over the hood over her face.
Helia. Just, you feel Zippy start pulling you towards the window. Yeah. But his feet are not on the ground, so it's just like pulling in one direction. Yeah.
The windows are all in the cabins, but he's good on him for trying.
Just trying to pull you over here.
There's a wall between us and there.
Oh, there is.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I thought the walls ended right here, and this was just like an open floor thing.
This is fun. I like you guys. Sometimes.
Hey,
Yeah?
To be fair, Yuffie, these areas also have the same cutoff of light as, like, literally all of the cabins.
I didn't say I was smart.
Well, fair. You did not say that.
In fact, I've been advocating against that.
She does, like, do the measure of, like, go, 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 go. I have to get past you.
I assume Zippy is either in her arms or on her shoulders, and she's just gonna scuttle back
Shoulder.
towards her cabin.
Zippy is a shoulder-mounted buddy, so
Shoulder-mounted
is the-
friend.
Zippy is waving bye to the 2 doggos and the person.
Well, that person is actively coming in the same direction.
He doesn't stop the waving. He knows he's not going to see her after the room door opens.
Knock, 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 knock on Sue and Aster's door.
It's unlocked.
Opens it, holds an arm out for like Zippy to skitter back into the room. Get in there, little guy.
You watch. You can almost hear the WWE music as he starts running along your things. Rushes to Aster, elbow out. And there's just a Zippy, no!
Closest to the door to let Aster deal with the consequences of that action. And continues wandering back towards her room.
But, as you all kind of hear Cayde and her hounds kind of walk to the other end of the train. Open the door and close it behind her as she goes to check up on the other kids. Lance, is there anything you'd like to do?
Curious. Does the whole like magic not working on the train affect changelings being able to change what they look like?
You wanna try?
Sure. What's the worst that could happen?
What are you changing into?
Just trying to make himself as small as possible.
I thought changelings couldn't change their size.
You can't. You can change your appearance at will, you can't change your size. It has to stay medium.
Well, yes, I know it stays medium, but like,
You can't change your height, is what I mean.
oh. See, I had imagined it. I kind of pictured it like Nimona, where it.
Nope.
Okay.
Changelings are kind of restricted by appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Gotcha.
can't just pull mass out of your ass, you know?
Or shove it up
Well,
your
technically
ass.
you can.
y'all. Fuck this.
God
walk
damn,
away.
Cayde.
Why is it always whenever I say some such shit, he gets loud as fuck?
Because fuck you.
I know Rand's over there fucking cackling because of it. You best friend motherfuckers.
I ain't saying shit, brother. Because I had a worse statement.
Don't be a coward. Say it.
No, because we have to move on. There's like 10-15 minutes left in this scene.
There's nothing I can think of.
Okay. Thank you, computer, for randomly turning up the fucking brightness. Thanks.
Let there be light.
Or
Fucking
don't.
no. Anyway. You all do feel the it isn't a lurch, it's more like pressure. It's sort of like when you go to the mountains and your ears are kind of clogged.
Oof.
Like it's one of those I have to swallow, force myself to swallow in order for them to pop kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not uncomfortable, but it is inconvenient. And after about 30 minutes of that feeling, after they pop, it has to happen again as you feel the warp drive happen. It's sort of one of those things of, did we stop somewhere? Again? And there's a kind of like, who's awake after about 2-3 hours?
Tsubasa
Arthur.
probably would be partially awake at least.
Aster is knocked the fuck out. He got elbowed by Zippy. It's not. That's just two active statements. He's just tired.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Tsubasa now has Aster in his lap or something?
Nah, Aster's on the floor sleeping.
Yeah.
It's his favorite place to be.
All right then. Yeah, so Tsubasa's at least partially awake, looking out the window, just watching.
So you hear new voices.
Hmm?
They seem to be speaking in a language you do not know.
Do they sound like they're on the train?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tsubasa, I'm not going to move the token because there's literally no space, but Tsubasa is going to scooch around Aster to peer out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Just, is there anyone out there?
You don't see anybody immediately, but the talking, because you open the door, gets louder.
Mm,
And you hear a feminine voice. And you hear a, like, it's not masculine so much as it is deep. It's like masculine by default, but not entirely, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has bass to it.
Yeah. And you don't see the person or persons, but you do hear a conversation in a language you don't understand.
Just audible confusion, but he'll take a step out. Just, is there actually anyone out here, or? He's curious. He wants.
You?
Sorry.
Yeah? No, go ahead. I'm, again, finding my tokens because they're all over the place.
Yeah, no, he's curious. He definitely does not recognize the voices or the language, so he's just like, all right, which direction is it coming from?
It's coming from the direction of the chaperone car, like coming
So
closer. Like
that
it's
one.
in your direction.
Okay. Yeah.
You do
Yeah, I do.
you see a kind of odd sight. You see this they're two very young kids. Like I'm talking probably as young as uh Aku, like 9, 10, maybe 11.
Okay.
But they are having they have the same look on their faces while not paying attention to you, just continuing walking. That like Arthur and Lex have when they're having like an actual in-depth debate about something and just aren't paying attention.
Yeah, Tsubasa like, he gives a tilt of his head as he watches them for a moment, and then just like, are you two alright?
And you hear like it's not a girlish shriek, but it's like a cut off girlish shriek from the one that's closest to you.
Tsubasa just sighs because, okay, not again. Just, I'm sorry, didn't mean to startle you.
And the girl kind of turns to face you, and you see like the extremely wavy, like, you know that old wives' tale of rainwater or salt water makes your hair far more curly than it should be,
Yeah.
even if temporarily. It looks like the wives' tale is real in like this department because her hair is damp, but the curliest you've ever seen in your life. Like it's worse than yours when it's ruffled.
It's just like, oh, wow. Okay.
And the semi smaller, like probably shorter than Helia by a good bit. Both of them are short, but she's taller. Like not I'd say around 5'4" for her, but he's like under 5 foot. And he has like bright white hair, like indigo eyes. His hair also looks damp, but it seems to be kind of straight, short cropped. He looks nervous. They don't seem to quite know what to say.
Um,
They seem to be also wearing deliberately a kind of child swimmer outfit.
yeah. Tsubasa does end up standing there a little awkwardly, because, alright, what do I say? Um, hey, uh, did y'all just get on the train?
The young girl just goes, "No," and dips into the room.
Oh. Okay, alright,
The
and
boy that's standing there looks unimpressed. Not by you, but by her.
does she normally do that?
When nervous.
Fair,
And
very
it
fair.
occurs to you in that moment with your insight, they don't know a lot of English.
Um, do you speak a different language better? In French, she's just like, do you speak French?
Head shake.
Huh?
Head shake.
He tries in Japanese. What? Well, do you speak Japanese then?
Head shake.
And he thinks hard for a moment, and uh, let's see, because he knows he doesn't know a whole lot of languages. Um, I want to try to Hail Mary it and see if he can see if he could speak Celestial or Draconic,
Mm-hmm.
because neither of them look like they speak Abyssal. No, I actually, you know what? He's going to try it anyways. He tries speaking in Abyssal, just like, what about this one?
Head shake.
At which point, because he's never actually spoken Celestial before, yeah? He has only heard it and understood it. Yeah? Am I... remember?
hmm
Could he attempt to speak it?
It would be very, very broken.
He's still going to try. Just in very broken Celestial, just like, do you speak this then?
Head shake.
He tries Draconic next, just because how well would he know speaking Draconic? Is it just an instinctual thing for him because of what he is, or?
I say it wouldn't be an instinctual thing. I think he'd have an easier time with it.
Okay, so yeah, he does try with Draconic, just do you speak this one in that case?
There's a pause as if this kid's straining. And then slower this time instead of like instant head shake. From your insight, you realize that Draconic was close, but not the dialect.
Are you able to understand me better like this? He's still speaking in Draconic.
There's a hand waggle.
Well...
From your insight, you realize that the player already understands this, but it's like, kind of?
It's basically like two different languages that are... because I can't remember... It's like when a language originates from the same source but splits off, yeah? But not
Yes.
so far to the point where it's a completely different language. There are still some shared words.
Correct.
So... but he seems to respond to it a bit easier than Tsubasa speaking English, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so just like, well, I can keep talking to you like this, because, I mean, it seems like it's easier for you.
Another hand waggle.
Well, most people are sleeping right now, so I guess I'll leave you to get some rest.
You see him look around on himself for a moment, as if looking for something, like patting himself down, even though he has like a skin-tight water suit on. And just sighs. And does Tsubasa know sign language?
I would imagine he probably knows bits and pieces, since with a family as big as the Hidakas, you cannot tell me at least one or two deaf people didn't pop up.
Oh, for sure.
So he would know sign language from them.
So they didn't teach you like the full extent. They would teach you like basic phrases and the alphabet and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
So
what you catch as this kid starts to sign is letters. It's like, again, it's like the root language is the same, but it's an offshoot. So you understand that it's an alphabet, but you don't know which one.
Tsubasa is going to do the sign for him to slow down, actually. It's just like, I can't keep up. Can you slow down, please?
A nod and slows down considerably.
And is he able to pick up any of the letters?
Your insight's 23, right? Or 21.
21, yeah.
It takes you once or twice of repetition, which he does do. He seems to be okay with this. But you get the letters A, T, And he stops.
Atticus.
Atticus.
Yeah, that's your name. As he speaks in Draconic, Tsubasa also does his best attempt at signing what he's saying as well. Just like, that's your name, right?
I nod.
Okay. It's nice to meet you, Atticus. My name is Tsubasa. And he'll do the letter sign, the actual, like, Latin letter signing for it. Or, well, the Latinized? Not Romanji.
Technically,
Or, no, wait, fuck! Words!
it's technically Romanized, what you're looking for.
Yes, Romanized, there we go. He does the Romanized spelling. As he gives his name, and he'll even do the sign, because he's got deaf family members, he would have gotten an actual sign for it.
Mm-hmm.
So
What do you think his sign would be?
Probably a mix between, honestly, probably a mix between moon and small.
Atticus brightens, seeming to finally understand something as you sign Small Moon. And he nods and signs it back to you.
And Tsubasa is going to ask, do you have a sign for your name?
He looks nervous for a moment, as if he's not sure how to say it.
Tsubasa? Oh, sorry.
And Atticus signs 2 signs. The first is what you recognize as kind of a general term for stream or little pond, a sort of in a smaller version that leads to a bigger version. That kind of small water zone, kind of general.
Okay.
And the second one is something you don't quite catch. It's kind of like a translation error. But what you kind of grasp is the second term is similar to, but not exactly. I'm blanking. Hold on, give me a second. Hello, brain, stop. Or rather, start.
I was about to say, it sounds like it already stopped.
Give me a second. Hold on, I got this.
I believe in you. You got it.
Okay, I got it. Thank you. Your belief is not misplaced this time. You get the second sign that is kind of, to what you read, is like small fish, celestial fish or something like that. It is a fish, a type of fish.
Yeah.
But you're not sure what Atticus is trying to sign.
But
together,
that's his name sign.
Yeah, together, he's seeming to sign like very quickly. So putting it together like a reel, it's basically the equivalent of pondfish or something.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for you to put together.
But Tsubasa does imitate the sign, and it's just goes, that is a very cute sign. He thinks it's cute, so he's just like, that's actually cute. It fits you.
There's this sign again, but it's not in a sign language you know.
Tsubasa asks him to repeat it, seeing if he can understand, or at least insight basically what it's supposed to mean.
Mm-hmm. He slows down a little bit. This is like the last couple of insight checks before we call it, before this kid runs off again.
Yeah.
Um,
So do I go
but
ahead?
no. You can either roll investigation with a high DC or insight with not disadvantage, but the DC is dependent on what you say next.
Okay. So do I roll and then say, or?
I'd prefer if you said ahead of time.
Okay.
So what are you exactly trying to insight or investigate?
He's trying to figure out if he can basically glean from context clues and what he does know what it's supposed to mean, because no matter which sign language you go with, all of them have similar motions in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like the dialect thing. It's just different dialects.
Right.
So he's seeing if he can figure out what the sign is supposed to mean from what he already knows about sign language.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Okay.
Real quick,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Aster's subclass ability. Pay it forward. It's still active. You never used it.
Oh, that is true. I haven't gotten a chance to use it yet, have I? No, I
Pay it
haven't.
forward?
Yeah, pay it forward. Add a proficiency. Add the
I thought you
as
said it was hard on your sleeve.
hard on your sleeve is the ability. It has 3 things, and I'm just reading it again. Never mind. It's a reaction.
Unfortunate. He's passed the fuck out. Anyways.
Yeah.
Nat fucking 20. Okay.
So here's the fun thing. With your nat 20, you not only glean exactly what was said before, he was trying to say little koi.
Oh. Okay, little koi.
And with that, with at least 1 or 2 root words, you realize that this is no version of sign language that is in existence currently. However, it is still sign language, and it seems to be the root of practically every single one you've been taught. It's just in basically a different dialect.
Yeah.
And you realize you don't understand it. I'll say you have the basics with the nat 20. You know that he's saying something about his dad. And he's using the symbol of what you know as pride almost. So you assume he's saying dad says that too or something like that.
Okay.
In a hopeful, prideful kid manner.
So he's basically saying something that his dad had said with pride.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't figure out what his dad had said.
Mm-hmm. You do know with your natural 20, because that's a good place to start to call it, this kid almost seems perpetually damp. In that sense of he's constantly he's been standing there for a while and cooling off, drying off, and he's not. It's not getting the floors wet though, is the weird thing. It seems to be dissipating the moment it hits the ground. He seems just constantly some sort of damp. And you put it together. This kid's from Atlantis.
Just the look of recognition as Tsubasa realizes this, and it's just like, oh, wait, you're from Atlantis, aren't you?
Enthusiastic nodding.
It's just Tsubasa smiles at him and just like, well, I don't know if anyone else knows as much as this, but um, I promise we're all friendly here. Mm-hmm. Ooh, awkward.
But the kid does kind of awkwardly smile, and then you realize that this kid has like sharper teeth than you,
Shark teeth.
little tiny shark teeth,
That's adorable. But
and goes to duck into a room with that kind of sheepishness of seems to a split second before you feel the lurch of the train starting again.
yeah, as he does slip into his room, Tsubasa just does say to him, uh, "I hope you rest well, both you and her."
You get like the individual signed letters of INDIA.
Okay. Uh, Rest well, Atticus and India. And once he's in his room, Tsubasa does slip back into the bed uh, in Aster's room. Just okay, all right. I really hope there's people who understand them better than I do.
And I think that's where we'll call it.
All right, go ahead and stop the recording.
Mm-hmm.